Hello everyone, it's Janette Crafty Dawk, just here to share a project that I'm doing. I've always wanted to do a folio lapbook, call it what you, I think they're lapbooks. So I just want to show you, run through and show you the basics of what I'm doing. It's 8 by 7.5 by 7.5 by 8.5. Okay, now it folds out to the side here. These are a couple of little pieces that were left over. I've just popped them there because I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do that page yet, but we'll get to that one. Then it folds this side, and same deal, bit that was left over. Now these folders, manila folders, are cheapest chips ones, and they're a lot yellower than the manila folders, so that's why I've used this as a base for what I want to do, and I've just paper clipped it in. Now I did get inspiration. I watched a video, she's called Sweat Pea Papers on YouTube. I'll link below what I watched, and I got some inspiration from her. So I've labelled them all A, B. Now C is the front page of it, opens out. I'll get rid of that one. Let's just make sure that's, yep. And this one is 8 by 6 this way. And the same, what I've done is fold it, no, it's 8 by 9. 8 this way, 9 that way. And I've folded some over just to make that will eventually be a little pocket. And perhaps I'd better, this is how it all folds. Let me show you how it all folds up. So you've got all these little pieces, and then and there's the back page, and I'll do that last. So let's start on this side. So you've got this piece, which is C, and basically this side is 8 by 7.5, this side is 8 by 9, and you fold that piece in. That gives you your page. The next one is F, and I've cut this at 6 3/4 up this way by 5 1/4 that way, and then this part here is 6 3/4 up, and that's 3 3/4 to fold over and make either a little pocket, or we'll just have a flip out, not sure. This little one, oh, and this side is just straight. It's just a straight piece. This little piece is just, each side is 4.5 by 4.5, and we're using the original spine of the manila folders. And that is, I've got a piece that's not, yeah, here. So your original folder will fold in half down here. Okay, so that's the fold line, and then you've got 2 lines that come on this side. Does that look okay? So you've got your fold line, which they fold in half. Then you've got 2 lines, and these make it so that you can expand your folders. Now I fold that, and there's your spine. Okay, so that's that one, and that's the side of, so that's all on that first spine. On this side, very similar. It's got the fold over. This one's 6 1/4 high by 7, so it's a little bit shorter than the other side, and I've still done the little fold out like that. And then in this one, instead of doing like I did on the other side, a piece 4 by 4, this one I've done 4 by 7.5, and I've done 2 score lines, 1/8 of an inch. That's all it is on a scoreboard. It's just the 2 lines together, just to give it a little bit of a pocket effect when we do it. And so that's that one. So there's not much to it, and I'm going to do it as a tutorial. I'll just go through it step by step, cutting each piece out for you, because I want to do it. This is going to be my template, and I'll do it in manila folder. What I've decided to do at the back here, this is going to be a flip up, but on that flip up I've made a pocket. So I've just cut out a piece of card that is 1 inch wider than this part, and I've scored it 3 sides at 1/2 inch so that you can fold it up and pop it on there as a pocket. Now under that pocket, hidden away, will be a magnet, and that will, when it flops up and down, it will stick to the pocket that is underneath, and that's the same as this pocket. So you can lift it up and there'll be journaling space under here, and there'll be tuck spot in here. And the reason I did the little pieces on the side is just to give it a little bit more give, to put things behind instead of just putting one piece behind. Now I've put everything on with paper clips so that I know where they all go, says she. Okay, so I'll just take that front and I'll put that as the back, or the right hand side, and this is the left hand side, so I don't get them muddled up when I... What I did to make the whole cover is I got 2 folders, okay, made the spine, so I've got the spines there like that, so that when it folds up it's like that, and then I just joined the 2 together at the back. Now it's not, it just goes to not right to the edge, but close enough that you get this part will be just over, I think, the 7.5, just on. So if you leave 1/8 of an inch, you can perhaps see if I do there. If you leave 1/8 of an inch here, that will give you your 7.5. And I think these were cut, that one, because what I do is I cut off the rounded corners. Just cut off the rounded corners, and this one, that will make this one, I think, 7 3/8 from that score line. Yep, 7 3/8. Okay, so that's fine, and we can cover that up. Or what I'm thinking about doing is I'll get my envelope punch board and make a ding that sort of goes in like that, and that can be a pocket. So jury's out on that one. I'm not going to do it on the inside because we've already got the pocket, and this one goes right, except the tiniest bit to let it fold right to the edge, because that's the larger side of the folder. So what I'm going to do now is we'll get started, and I'll just cut out D and C and show you what we do. So you get yourself a manila folder. Where's mine? Now with these you can ink the edges, or use the manila colour as the edge of your, for your paper. So if I were to put this piece of paper down here and just have that tiny weeny little piece around the edge, I think that looks good. But if you didn't like it, put the other, and then that's the other side of that one. You know, I quite like the edge like that. But if you wanted to have a page like this, say, and you wanted to make it really punky, and you could blacken the edges. So that's entirely up to you and what paper you use. I will be decorating this one, but you don't. You can just watch the video and use it as a template, or not worry. I'm just having a sip of my coffee before it goes cold. So this is the first page, and we've got the flap on the left. Let's get these out. And we folded at that score line. And we folded at that score line. So I will do that. And I just do it like this. I don't worry about scoring again. Some people like to score again. I do like to burnish. And if I don't, it's only because I've forgotten. But I do like to just burnish it and make it. Okay. So what I do first, fold it on the natural fold line, so you've got your little piece up here, and I just chop off the edges of those little pieces. I just don't like them. If you like them, leave them, and you can make yours with rounded corners on your pages, which would look lovely as well. So that's entirely up to you. Now I keep most pieces, but these no. Okay, so when you have your paper like that, okay, your width or your height is 8 inches. I've made everything to go so that the book is 8 inches high, and I did that because, I mean, you've got your designer or your digi papers are are they 8.5, and I thought, well, 8 is a good size. You can sort of have a little bit cut off and still get the best out of your papers. So I'm going to do that one and cut it off at 8 inches. So we've got that. And we've got a piece left over, so you keep that because that will come out in one of the pieces. And then one side, now the back part here is the one that folds over, so that needs to be cut at 9 inches. So I'm going to put my crease for the spine, because it needs to be 9 inches from that spine. Now, and then what I might do is it's 2 inches pencil behind the ear. I'm just going to mark that at 2 inches, okay, and that's the part that folds over. Now this other side, line up your score line, and we need to have that at 7.5. Now there we go, 7.5. okay, so this one, and you can do this on a scoreboard or whatever you like, just crease, fold it up. And I mean, you do, if you want to be really get on your scoreboard and score it. It's entirely up to you. I just don't have the room. There you go, and there's your piece, your first piece, and that is C. This part goes out like that, so that's C, and it's 8 by 9 on this side, and it's on the left hand side of the folio. This one is 8 by 7.5, so that's your first page done. Okay, the next one, I'll stay to one side. The next one, and I'm pretty sure, no it's not, why isn't it? Not to worry, we won't stay on the same side. So the next one is this one, and this is exactly this. That's the folder. Jesus, Janette. We're after D, and D is cut exactly the same. So when you cut C, D are the same. So C and D are the same. Okay. A and B are the little pieces. Actually, we'll call A and B the cover, the left and the right hand side cover. Perhaps we'll do that next because we've done those two pieces. So I don't want to confuse you too much because I could easily do that on you. So for this you need 2 manila folders. Okay, now the cover, let me get it. Is, whoops, something's gone walkabout. So I've made this 7.5 this way, and this is 8.5. Okay, that way. So 8.5 high by 7.5. So if I do, I can do these together. So we want them 8.5 high. I've got to cut the little pieces off. I love this cutter. You can cut reasonably thick papers and cardstock, but I have got a guillotine for the chipboard. Okay. So we've got that. Now this is 8.5, and we need 2 8.5 A and B, and they're 8.5 by 7.5, and we need 2. Let me just double check that because something went a little bit. Yeah, okay. Just a moment. Okay, back again. Sorry about that. It went off the edge, so I just recut it. So your pieces for the cover, A and B, you've got 2 pieces like this. Now, where I said before that the pieces that overlap, you would have one a little bit shorter because of cutting those curved corners off. With the manila folder, you won't. You'll be able to have both of them at 7.5 inches. And that's because the manila folders are a little bit different. Okay, so basically now I've done it again. I've done it wrong again. No, I haven't, sorry. Okay, so A is your front, B is your back. Okay, and you fold your store lines so that you've got your spine. Where's my score tool? Now I've got lots of extra pieces here. There it is. Excuse me. Okay, so we've got both of these. You know, I did these a long while ago when I was making mini albums, and I really think they're all in the same family. You know, they all are very similar. Okay, so we've got A and we've got B, and all you do is marry them together. Okay, and you can use just butt them up when you go to put it all together. You'll leave, and if you can fold it like that, well, you're right, you've got it in the right spot. You just need that little bit of room so that you can fold your papers. And there you have your front, your back, and we've done the C that goes on the left, and that's got the little flap That's got the little flap on it. So that's your first page, and that just goes, centre it on the spine. Whoops. There we go. Fingers, fingers, fingers. And there I'll leave you. If you wanted to come along, you'll make your front, and so you make A and B, and you'll make C, and then you'll make D to go on this other side. So because this is exactly the same, the only thing that you do is turn it around so that it, where on earth did I put it? Anyway, here we've got C, so this one goes on this side, and you'll have your flap there. Okay, so if you want to join along, do so, and I'll be back with the next tutorial at some stage. Okay, we'll see you next time, and I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.